The Dollhouse lights normally come with a plug fitted to it, but I'm not going to use my main lights on this because I'm going to take them out because this is just purely for demonstration. So when you get your Dollhouse lights out of your packet, you're going to have to take this plug off. Now the easiest way to do that is just remove these pins and they just pull out like that. And you'll find that each of the little wires are in each side of the plug. And it's quite easy to get that out. Just lift it off. Pull it out. Make sure you don't lose these because you're going to need them for the later date. Right, so now what you're going to do is, this is your ceiling light. So you're going to fit it from under here. So you've drilled your hole. It might be better to just cut that off actually. Yes, I think it will. Cut that off to make it a bit more easy to go through the hole. And there you go. Just poke it through. And then run it along your groove. Run it along your groove and out the back of the house. Hide all your cables behind skirting boards. There you go. Make sure it's nice and flat and flush. And get some tape. Get some tape and just secure it. Make sure it's nice and flush and just secure it. Now if you're going to wallpaper, so you'd be getting it all wet, you'd need to use, especially for your copper tape, some tape that is obviously going to give it some insulation. So I use Scotch tape, which is pretty good. Right, so basically secure that like that. Now that's your ceiling light fitted. So now I'm going to fit a wall light. Now these come with like a sticky back. Just peel that off, but in this case I'm not going to because I want to reuse this. So just peel that off and it's sticky backed. And again, all it is, quite simple. Feed it through the back. Again, I think it's easier to just chop the end off. So just feed it round the back. There we go. Right, I can just bring it round here. Right, so if that was stuck, I'd be just sticking it to where I want it there. So you'd have to leave a little bit of cable dangling down a bit. Maybe put a bit of tacky wax on it to keep it stuck, because fair enough, the adhesive sticky backs will keep it there. But right, so for the next video what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the Dollhouse round and I'm going to show you how to join these lights to the copper tape at the back. Okay, join me on my next video. Bye for now. So from the back of the house you're going to see that your cable's protruding through, and you've made sure that you've got a solder joint either side of this copper tape. Now you want to be able to solder each side of the wire to each part of the copper tape. So what we're going to do, you don't want to make too much of a bulge, so the bulk is best kept a minimum amount. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut about, I'd say leave enough so you can strip it back. It's a bit hair raising because you think, oh crikey, what have I done here? And then you're going to split these two cables, so either side, can be soldered to there. I find the best way to do this is get a blade and just snip the ends. Now be careful when you separate these that you don't splice into the plastic insulation. So take your time, because if you do, it's not drastic, but it's better to try and keep the 2 layers of insulation intact. So gently pull apart like that. So now we want to strip back the cable. So we only need a little tiny bit showing. And that's my sister messaging me, texting me, saying she's on her way. So there you go. Right. So that's what you should have. 2 little end strips. Now you want to tin the end of this. So just make sure your iron's nice and clean. Be careful because this plastic will burn right back. So just try and get a nice blob of solder without going overboard. Right. So bend it round like that, because you want to be able to solder that onto there. Right. Now be careful you don't burn your finger. I'm going to just, because we only need a tiny bit of cable shown here, I'm just going to cut a bit of that off. Now be careful you don't burn your fingers. I'm used to doing this. You watch, I'll burn my fingers now. Right. Put a little bit of solder on your iron. Press it down like that. Just a quick touch. You don't need to keep it on long. And again, another bit of solder on your iron. That just helps it flow. Bring it round and a quick touch. See? That's what it wants to look like. A nice clean join without any solder bridges or spray wires touching either of that copper tape. Well, I hope that's shown you how to do that. So I'm going to continue doing this light. I'm not going to finish off the circuit because, like I say, this doll's house is just purely for demonstration, and I don't want to waste all my doll's house lights fitting them. So hopefully that's just given you some idea of what the process is. I'll do a next video on how to connect your doll's house to the mains. So join me on my next video. See you soon. Bye. This is the last bit of the video, and basically what it is, it's connecting your transformer to your copper tape. Your transformer is 12 volt. You can have on some transformers up to 32 bulbs, but you have to check with your transformer if that's okay. Some of them you can only have 16 bulbs. Remember that it's not lights, that it's bulbs, how many that you can actually have. Now, how I've connected this transformer to this copper tape here is that I've just used some mud screws and screwed into directly the copper tape just to secure it. So hopefully we will have light. So I'm going to plug this in, bear with me, and hopefully, there we go. Now obviously this house is not finished for lights, and it's just purely done for demonstration purposes. But there you go, that's the little light there. So hopefully I've been of some help to help you with this copper tape. It can be a little tricky, but once you get the hang of using it, it is so easy and so versatile as well, because sometimes if you want to decorate the side of the house, it's very difficult to use a strip of plugs at the side. So yes, join me in any future videos. Thanks very much for taking the time to watch. Bye for now.